And the voice is, well, for me it's been my life, really. And the idea that voice carries the emotion, voice carries the personality, voice carries the melody of speech and the melody of song, and voice carries so much potential to help the listener understand. I really believe the listener understands not just the intelligence of our words, but they understand the contour of what we say, and they understand the emphasis and the inflection when we say it. We're talking about vocal alignment, and the vocal cords are housed inside the larynx, and it's right here, right? Take your hand, and just grab onto this right here. Do you feel the plastic cartilage there? Your vocal cords are right behind that. So basically, I'm going to show you the first thing that happens with your alignment that's wrong. The vocal alignment needs to be stovepipe-like. It needs to be open at the back and at the front, because the larynx has to be balanced inside that. The larynx is suspended on elastics inside. So as soon as you do this, can you all do this for me? It's short at the back, longer at the front. You're in big trouble. Your instrument is already, you hear my instrument's already been transformed into a character voice. And this is how we do character voices in theater, right? We actually change the alignment. But as soon as I come back, you can hear the potential voice. We're also not looking for the extreme military tuck. This is a mistake as well. This is also a mistake. So you're looking for this middle ground, keeping this open. You've got to keep this open. So I want you all to bring your rear ends to the edge of the chair. You notice how I have one foot forward and one foot back. And then basically we have mirrors in theater, and I'm watching myself to find out whether I have that alignment where my neck comes forward out of my shoulders. And that means that if you maintain this position, you will actually be helping the voice and getting rid of the damage that you're doing through talking through a misaligned instrument. You may all relax now. Fall back. Luxuriate in collapse. This is called rest. So we're trying to eliminate any type of thrust, any type of injury to the vocal cords that we bring about simply because we're making an effort. The vocal cords actually participate in effort. We all came into this world on the effort of our mother's vocal cords, because she did this. And out you came. And that catch on the vocal cords is what brings us into the world. That traps the energy and the exertion. Whenever we take a punch, whenever we do anything, we listen to the tennis players. Ahee, ahee, ahee. They're doing that all the time, right? It's that pressure and that resistance. So back to the edge of your chair. Poke your head ahead. This is bad. And you all do this. Why? We're constantly trying to get them to pay attention. We're constantly trying to engage with them. And so we're using the head going forward. So no more head going forward. Right? Stand up, everybody. Stand up. So now when you want to go forward, you either bow like a doll from the waist and look at them, keeping this alignment. So we're still keeping this alignment. Or you walk forward. Walk forward into their space. And then you back up. No more this. No more of this. Because this breaks the instrument, and you're talking through an injury-prone instrument all of a sudden. Take your fingertips, 5 fingertips, place them on this cranium. And I want to see whether you can count to 7 without that head thrusting. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6, 7.
4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, sitting on the edge of the chair now. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now what you want to, you're doing it beautifully, by the way. That, in this case, you're using vocal emphasis as opposed to physical emphasis. And one of the places we break to emphasize is this alignment. So this is stage number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you hear what that does to my voice right? It totally transforms me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you get overblow, what's called overblow, which is what they use on puppet shows. All these things are injury. Check this area. While speaking, I maintain a relaxed, open, and flexible alignment through the sternum, shoulders, and neck. That is your mantra. I also want you to have the table. Here's good table habit, bad table habit, worst table habit. Bring it back up, and you stay here for a while. The moment I move, you hear energy. The moment I sit down, you hear a different quality. And the alignment is still good here. Alignment still good. Still good. Not so good. Short at the back, long at the front. So stay away from this. Better here. The mistake that we all make is we do the double-footed stance. This is double-footed stance because it's easy. It's easy, I can keep my balance here. We sometimes forget how powerful gravity is. Gravity is, as soon as I go off my gravitational center, I have to protect myself from falling. And you're there like that, so you gotta stay off of that. You've got to never go outside your gravitational strong point, which is right here for me, right here. You can hear where it hits. If you want to go forward, walk forward. Don't lean, and that's what we do. And they're protecting themselves on the vocal cords. That's where you're protecting yourself. Your vocal cords are both functioning as a speaking and a vibrating instrument at the same time as functioning as that clinching, protecting, bracing instrument. So when you have collision and obstruction is what we call this. We call this all collision and obstruction. It causes this to revert from vibrator to obstructor and exerting force. And that kills your vocal cords. So all of this is not working for you. Plus, here's the really depressing part. The more that you use the hands and the body and the head to talk, and you're all guilty of this, videotape yourselves, you're all on your best behavior today, so I can't catch anybody, because you're all counting to 7 brilliantly today. But as soon as you start thinking, you're going to go back to this. And this is lethal. It beats up your voice, and the hands begin to take over. The hands become the expressor, the head becomes the emphasizer, and the vocal cords, of course, then get weaker, because they're no longer being asked to be the muscle of emphasis, the muscle of expression, the muscle of contour. They're no longer being asked. And the process just gets worse and worse and worse, because obviously the voice then gets weaker. And the weaker the voice gets, the more animated you become. The more animated you become to compensate. So all I'm asking you to do is to pull back. Pull back on the gesture, the obstructive gesture, the colliding gesture. Pull back on the loss of alignment. Pull back on them to the point where your voice begins to work for you again. And it will. Muscle is an amazing thing.
Why do I need it? I want it to expand my range, my tone. We tend to limit ourselves vocally, especially the women. Number 2, it gives us richness of tone. It gives us power as well. And even if you're mic'd, the voice, if it's not fully developed, you'll always be missing something that the sound person can't fix. The first one we do is, it's a phrase, that is, Ed is all ooze. We're going to just explore different range of pitch. Ed is all ooze and D's. Ed is all ooze and D's. That's it. Now I'm not going to over-articulate or think that this is something different from actual speaking. We know how to speak, we're just doing it on demand. Higher. Ed is all ooze and D's.
Ed is all ooze and D's.
Exactly. Ed is all ooze and D's.
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 K,
ya, woo, wee.
Exactly. And those are fantastic for exploring the ease and strength of the voice, because the voice doesn't go, hey, yeah, woo, wee. It's, hey, yeah, woo, wee. Isn't that fun?
That's fun.
Yeah, because you know, this is how we speak when we're excited. So that shows you that you've got a lot of range in there. And these are the exact same exercises we use for singers. It's no different. So you're already learning how to sing. What is singing? Singing is just speaking in specific pitches. Amazing grace.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound.
How sweet the sound.
Amazing grace.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound.
How sweet the sound.
There you go. Ed.
Ed.
It is.
It is.
All.
All.
Ooze.
Ooze.
And. E's.
E's.
Don't breathe. Yeah. Now, did you notice something about the sound when you came back in? It got stronger.
It was harder, yeah.
It got stronger. So that moment where we stop, that's gold. We call it the contact point. That's where I rest my vocal cords. I dip back down into the motivating impulse for this whole line.